have the followers, and then you're going to have these people that, just kind of trail in, late adapters. But those followers seem to be jumping on as like I've never seen this before. I'll be talking to just an average seller, maybe just getting on, and they're talking about how they used it to write their Amazon listing or how they used it to write content, and it's good quality content.
Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm. Lunch with Norm.
Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. I'm excited about this episode. Kelsey and I have been talking about it all week, and we're going to be talking about the latest craze, and this is AI. So we're going to be talking about video content and AI, how quickly AI is moving, how to use the AI app that we're going to be talking about today, and the benefits of using the AI app, which is called Pictory, with your video marketing. Now, I think, let's get back. Here we go, Kels. I told you I would mess this up. Welcome to the, oh my gosh, let's go back to the top. Vikram, I have to always walk through this interview live, and the only times I really mess up is when I do a pre-record. So here we go. One more time, Kelsey, and then we'll edit that one part out. Hey everyone, it's Norm Farrar, aka the Beard Guy here, and welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. All right, Kelsey and I have been talking all week about this. We're excited about this episode. It's going to be talking about video content and guess what? AI. So we found an app. We're going to be working through it, and we're going to show you, first of all, how quickly AI is moving, how to use this app, and what are the benefits this app can give you with your video marketing needs. So welcome to another Lunch with Norm, the e-commerce and Amazon FBA podcast. All right, who's heard about ChatGPT? Kind of popular right now? Well, I can't wait to talk to you about this. This is an app for video content. It's incredible. I came across it. I'm not even sure how I came across the app, but anyways, I talked to the founder and he graciously accepted my invitation to come on to the podcast today. So our guest is a serial entrepreneur based out of Seattle. He's built and sold 3 companies, and I believe the first company had 350 employees. Now he is the founder and CEO of the third business called Pictory. If you haven't heard it, you got to check it out. So we'll be welcoming Vikram Chalana in just a second. But first, let's have a word from our sponsor. I want to give a quick shout out to an incredible group of sponsors to help keep this podcast running. The Lunch with Norm podcast would not be possible without the support of the following sponsors: Post Purchase Pro, Clear Ads, Jeff Schick Law, Rebate.com, Honu Worldwide, Digital Blacksmiths, Netfluence, Extreme Power, and Startup Club. Now back to the show, and welcome, Vikram.
Hey, Norm. It's great to be here.
I just want to thank you for coming on. I thought with everything going on in the world right now with AI that, I was just one of these ones that would go right into the round trash can. But I'm so glad that you answered my email.
Thanks for the outrage. It's a privilege to be with your audience here and just talk about AI and talk about what's happening.
Yeah, it's huge and it's fast. So this whole Chat GPT has been around for a while, and it's just started to snowball, and now everybody's talking about it. AI courses are coming out. I think I was probably invited to 3 or 4 webinars this week on it. So it is popular. However, what people aren't talking about is the video side. So, like I said, people, I've heard them talk about Midjourney and Dali. I've heard about Chat GPT or GPT. I've heard about different APIs that are being made for them. And then all of a sudden, I came across you, and I do remember it was Facebook. I came across my feed, and I went, "You got to be kidding!" Went to your site, and I opened my jaw dropped. And I went, "I've never heard of any app doing this." So first thing I did was reached out. I think I found you on LinkedIn and sent you over a message. And I was so glad when you called. But this is it's growing so rapidly. First of all, I think, can we talk about that? How come it's all of a sudden taken off in the last few months?
Yeah, so it's ChatGPT, really. I think, as you mentioned, GPT-2 came out not too long ago. I want to say early 2020, maybe 2019. And then GPT-3 came out. And by the way, these are all what are called large language models. So they have been trained on billions of internet documents, if you will, websites and the like. And GPT-3 is the largest one that's to date. Now they're talking about GPT-4 coming out soon. And the difference between all of this is just the amount of data that it's been trained on has just continued to grow. And it takes enormous amount of compute power to train these models and algorithms. But what happens as a result is magic, right?
Right.
You've trained these amazing algorithms, and then you can ask it any question and it'll answer, but it's not making up the answers. It's actually basing the answers on things that it's been trained on, these billions of documents on the internet that it's been trained on. So until ChatGPT came out last November, right? It's only been 2 months, 3 months. The interface to GPT was very technical. You had to write prompts, and you had to be very specific about what you were looking for, and write it in a very specific way that GPT-3 could understand. Some people did it. They built businesses around it. You might have heard of companies like Jasper and Copy.AI, and they built businesses around making that interface to GPT very easy. And then suddenly, OpenAI announced that, hey, we've built a chat-based interface to GPT, which is super easy, and anybody can use it for free. And that just changed everything. And it's
Yeah.
only been like 2 months. And I mean, it's taken the world by storm. They said 1 million users in 5 days. It's the fastest that any product has seen adoption of. And it's crazy.
I really wonder where we're going to be even 3 months from now. Everybody is, well, a lot of people are jumping on it, and usually what we'll see just in a normal cycle is you're going to have the innovators, and then you're going to have the followers, and then you're going to have these people that just kind of trail in, late adapters. But those followers seem to be jumping on as like I've never seen this before. I'll be talking to just an average seller, maybe just getting on, and they're talking about how they used it to write their Amazon listing, or how they used it to write content, and it's good quality content. So it's amazing. And I know we're going to go down a different rabbit hole. I already warned you before we got on here that I'm known for going down different topics. But one thing that came to light, and I don't know if you can help me out with this, but you said free, but if you are using it for commercial purposes, you do have to get a commercial license. Is that correct?
Yes, I think last week they announced that they were going to charge for it. There will be a free version still for non-commercial uses, but there is going to be a paid version, which is also, by the way, if you've if you've tried using the free version recently, it's just jammed. Too
Yeah.
many requests going through. You can't get through, and so the paid version also promises you to so you won't be hit with the traffic jam uh, on the internet there. But yeah, I think there will be paid versions, and for commercial use, that's what I would recommend.
Right. And it's very inexpensive. I went in, I was just playing around with it. And again, it's very inexpensive to play around with to get the quality. I know I own a content marketing business, and my writers are looking at it going, are we out of a job? Because it can provide that as you put in the information. So we have a very specific way of writing articles for SEO. And I can't believe how it'll just learn how to write an article and how to do it in a format that's for your company. It's incredible. And then I guess the other buzz is Dali, the other side of this, or Mid Journey, where we're starting to see a lot of beautiful photography, and where it used to cost a lot of money to go out and get photos for your Amazon listings or your ecom listings. Now people are using it to show lifestyle or other types of images for their Amazon listings, and I think that's going to evolve. There's a lot of improvement that can be done, but the quality of those images are phenomenal.
Yeah, and that's also been trained on the billions of images that we have on the internet today. So it will be it will be familiar, yet it will be very different as you generate these prompts and you're able to write the right prompts there. In Dali, it's all and Midjourney, it's all about prompts and putting the correct prompts.
Right. Now, the biggie, and this is why I reached out, is what you're doing. I love what you're doing. Pictory. Check it out. It's Pictory. Go to the website, see all the features. Let's talk about it. It's unbelievable. I think it's going to help out. One of the things that I do a lot of content, and when we started talking, I didn't know it did text to video. Well, what keeps people on your website longer? The video. So why don't we start? Why don't we? I don't know if we should start there, but why don't we start with that? I know that's one feature that blew me away. Can we talk about text to video? That's one app, one feature of your app.
Yeah. So text to video, this is kind of I'll go back to the starting of my company, why we started this company. It's only about 3 years old. And we started this because I personally saw this shift in content creation and consumption from text to video. And you've probably
Mhm.
all seen it, right? It was Twitter 10 years ago, then we saw Instagram, and now it's TikTok. Everything is kind of shifting towards video. And when it came to video, in the company I mentioned, the 350-person company, we had only one video person in the entire company. So if you wanted to create or edit a video, everybody would line up in front of her desk because everybody wanted videos, but nobody knew how to create videos or edit videos. And the tools that are there for editing or creating videos, like Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro, they're too complicated for us. I mean, I tried it myself. I gave it a year to try Adobe, and I just gave up because I like that timeline, and I couldn't figure out that whole timeline based editing. Um, and most of us are like that. You are not video editors. We're very few video editors in the world, and so 3 years ago we had this idea that we should do what Canva was doing, for example, for design. Canva made it easy to design things, right? You wanted you wanted posters, you wanted little information graphics. It just made it very easy for you to pick something and then build it on your own. And we said there has to be like a Canva for video, and there was nothing like that. And we wanted to use a lot of AI in there. And this was when we started it, this was pre GPT even, right? So we didn't see any technology coming out which can help you take text, which a lot of us are very familiar with, and we can create and edit text very easily, but we can't do video. So can we take that text and convert it to video? And that was kind of the challenge I set up for myself and the team that we started when we started the company. Let's make this easy. Let's make this process really straightforward. Let's make it on the cloud. You shouldn't need big hardware for Adobe Premiere. You should just be able to do this on the cloud. Somebody should be able to just type in a piece of text, and out comes a video. Now, when you go today into Pictory, it's still kind of the same idea. It's we use stock imagery right now, so stock videos, stock video clips, stock imagery, and for every sentence, we will try to match the best fitting image or the best fitting video to that sentence, and then we put it all together. We keep a context in there. We add generative music in there. We add generated text to speech in there, and we put the whole thing together in the form of a video. So that's kind of today of what Pictory does. It doesn't use the generative things that we were talking about, DALL-E and Midjourney, yet, but that is something we're working on. In that, can we bring the DALL-E imagery into those videos? Can we then extend that to bring DALL-E like videos, small video clips? So that's not too far away, where DALL-E is going to offer short video clips. So you can say, show me a person working on their dream job, and it'll actually create a short clip for you. And that we want to, with Pictory, we want to leverage those clips. We want to have many clips like that leveraged into a story, and give you like a 5-minute or a 10-minute long video that would also have a voiceover narrating the whole thing, and perhaps music, and that's kind of where things are going. I think that was one of the things we wanted to talk about, is like, where is this evolving? It's more and more automation. However, I don't believe that humans are going to be out of this loop at all. So you're worried about your content creators, or your content creators might be worried about this. But I think they're going to just do higher bandwidth work. They will go and edit the content, because again, ChatGPT content, it's fine. Like, you don't have to do the grammar checks, you don't have to do the spell checks, but the fact checks, I wouldn't be completely sure about that. I would still go through it and make sure the facts were correct.
Right.
I would still make sure that there was no, incorrect information or no false information in there. So there's a lot of things that you still need to do before you can say, okay, this is done. And the same thing will happen in images and videos, and artists are going to do different things. They're going to, maybe touch up those videos. Maybe they'll write prompts which express their feelings and the emotions correctly. And same thing with the videographers. There'll be a lot of things that it's just elevating the human experience, and that's what AI can help do.
You're so on the money when you talk about you can't just leave it. You can't become lazy. You have to proof, just like you're doing anything. I've seen it even with what we've been doing. I've been playing around with it quite a bit. And that's wrong. Or it's not the right context. And you just have to edit it. But you can't just leave it on its own. It's not that good yet. But there's so many different areas here. One of the things, I'm going to go back to your app again. And, like I say, you've probably never watched this podcast, but I don't push apps at all usually. Okay. Like 1% of the time, maybe. But when I saw your app and I saw the different services that you were offering, I didn't see something, and I think it would be kind of cool. cinemagraphs or plotographs. Can you do that in your app?
Uh, I'm sorry, I'm not familiar with those terms.
Oh, okay. So a cinemagraph or a plotograph, it's an image. So let's say you upload an image and you wanted it's usually used for advertising to grab somebody's attention. So maybe my beard would be moving, or just the beard, or maybe you're in a really cool place and there's a waterfall, and all you've done is made the waterfall flow. Uh, those are so popular, and all you're trying to do is grab that attention from that Facebook person, that's got a million things in their feed. And these are things that I like using. So I didn't know. I was like, oh my gosh, if we could do that with this, it would be awesome.
No, that's not something we do yet.
Yet.
Never say yet. Yeah, never say never. And there are probably lots of interesting. I mean, the way I see our app is a collection of super interesting AI technologies in it, and I can talk about a couple of other technologies, but let's go through your thought process,
Sure.
and then we'll talk about.
Don't even try to think about my thought process. It's all over the place. Right off the bat, what I'm thinking about are all the benefits. What are the benefits? What can we expect with what's happening right now in video or AI?
Yeah. So there's the benefit of video itself, and that's huge. As you mentioned, like the idea of stopping the scroll, right?
Yeah.
On Facebook or Instagram or wherever. Um, that's one huge benefit of video is it grabs attention. And in e-commerce, it's shown that video will improve your conversion rates. In email, video improves the open rates, click-through rates, all of that. There's proven facts about video. So if you're not using video today on your listings, on your Amazon listings, you should. That's like a given. And let's move on from that place, right? So now the challenge is, okay, videos are hard. They are tricky. They're expensive. They're time consuming to create. How can you do it better? How can you do it easier? And that's kind of why we designed Pictory, right? We wanted to make that whole video create and video edit process easy and simple and cheap and quick and fast and efficient. And that's kind of the whole benefit statement, if you will, for making videos easy.
Right. And I can tell you with one of the challenge, like I'm not sure if you know about this, but I'm doing this 0 to 100,000 follower challenge. People are sending me product. I'm doing an Amazon Live shoppable video posts, and I put the deal on our deal site. Man, the challenges of me becoming the video person, the writer, the video, everything, the editor, getting it to fit into the right TikTok, completely different than a post that I want to do on Facebook. And then you've got YouTube. And one of the things that I love about your app is that solves the problem. I can edit very easily. I can fit it into pretty much any format, and it's done for you. And even me, an old guy, just this really old fossil, going and doing it, learning new tricks, and it's not hard. So that's one of the things I really like about it is everybody is trying to have video on their Amazon listing. Look, Amazon Inspire is coming out, and it's to take on places like TikTok. And everybody's going to have access. It's only in beta right now, but it's coming. If you're an Amazon seller, get used to it, because this could really help your engagement on Amazon and get you some more sales. But you have to do it. It's not an if, it's a have to. You have to learn how to do it or outsource it to somebody. Matter of fact, with your app, I think it's something that can easily be handled with a VA.
Yeah, yeah. Let me talk about age first. You mentioned
Sure.
your old. I started this company when I turned 50. So I think age is just irrelevant these days. We're gonna all work multiple careers, and the a lot of our customers are older people because again, it's they've never learned video, but they see the power of video. They want to create videos easily. One of the powerful features that we have in our product is, let's say we have this recorded video. A lot of people feel okay, comfortable going in front of the camera recording themselves. We're
Yep.
recording this webinar, this podcast. What happens is though, editing it is a bear, as your colleague Kelsey will tell you, right? It's somebody has to go and think of timestamps and cut out those pieces that you didn't want, and maybe add a footer, add a header, add some captions. There's a bunch of things, and then maybe convert it to TikTok format or vertical videos. So we've taken that bit out of that as well. We say, okay, if you have a video that you upload into Pictory, we transcribe it first, so we convert it to text, and then we let you edit it just like editing text. So if you want to delete a sentence, you can just delete a sentence, and that part of the video is gone. If you want to delete a word, I tend to use a lot of these filler words, and I made a button for myself: remove all filler words. So it just removes all the filler words. They're gone from the video. You don't have to think of timestamps. You don't have to think of um, the listening to it multiple times to figure out where it is. Do you want to cut it? You don't have to do any of that stuff. You just say remove filler words, remove these words, remove these sentences, and so making your promo videos with your own voice, and then putting logo on it, putting a follow me button, putting an outro in it. Just Pictory makes it really easy, and we try to make that. And everything that we do is with text and with a very simple um, user interface, very easy to use.
So you're talking about all those filler words. It's instant, right? It's not like you have to do too much work. I'm the same. So now get rid of them. It's a push of a button.
Literally.
Wow. I had another podcast that we did, and it was pre-recorded, and it was long. It was 2.5 hours, sometimes 3 hours, and the editing process was 7 hours. Every single episode, and a lot of it was because of my ums and that, and so having an editor going through and removing it. It just took forever. Um, there. And the other thing, we do a lot of snippets. So the snippets, we might be talking to somebody about the 5 action steps, and you just want to point out the first sentence, the third sentence, the 10th sentence, and just to have those action steps. And you showed me when we were talking the other day, just how easy you do it. You just highlight the sentences that you want, and all of a sudden you've got the header with the subheaders being being played. It's so easy.
Yeah, you can create one, what we call highlights reel from a video. So you can say
Yep.
like this 1 hour podcast, you can upload this and then say, give me a 2 minute summary of it. So it will either give you a 2 minute summary of the entire 1 hour recording, or you can say, give me 10 very interesting snippets from this. So you're a content guy, you get it. You keep your audience engaged for 10 days. 10 different days with little snippets afterwards.
So Kelsey's going to be out of work.
No, no,
Sorry,
Kelsey's going
Kels.
to verify that everything is correct. And
uh,
it's human in the
okay.
loop. He's not gonna have the back-breaking job of identifying those timestamps and going back and forth. Uh,
So,
he's just gonna look
so
at
he's
facts.
actually going to put out some work. That's the thing. He'll be able to put out content.
Yes.
Perfect. All right, Kels. We're probably at the bottom of the hour. And I just wanted to let people know if you do have comments or questions about this, just throw it over into the comments section and we will get these questions answered for you. We are doing a giveaway today. It's awesome. If you're into what we're talking about right now, AI and Pictory, check this out. So I'm not even going to say it. Hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. Tag two people. Vikram, what are we giving away today?
Yeah, we are happy to offer 1 free year of using Pictory to the winner. 1 free year,
That's
whole year.
that's and just make sure that you put in hashtag Wheel of Kelsey and tag two people so we get a chance. Okay. So, anyways, it's awesome. Hashtag Wheel of Kelsey. If this is the first time you're listening to the podcast, we do this every podcast. So hashtag Wheel of Kelsey, tag two people, you get a second entry, and what a great giveaway. So thank you so much for that. Kelsey, let's go to a sponsor and then we'll come right back. Launching products isn't like it used to be. To successfully launch your product, you need to hit that algorithm from all sides. Driving external sales, boosting social signals, and increasing product listing engagement are fundamental to success. Rebate is the first and only launch platform that delivers across this broad range. Get your product featured on Amazon.live through Rebate's influencer program. With this service, your product gets instant exposure to large audiences of shoppers and permanent placement on Amazon Influencer Storefront, which drives perpetual sales. Run a sweepstakes campaign on Rebate and connect with shoppers off Amazon. And lastly, drive external sales with tried and true deals campaigns. Visit rebate.com today and get started with your 14-day free trial. Just listening to that last sponsorship, I made a mistake when I was talking. Is it possible to correct something? Like if I say something and maybe I said it wrong, or maybe I said it too fast, can I slow it down, or can I have that correct my speech?
It's coming. It's not in there yet.
Oh my gosh.
We're working on it. We're working on it. We're working on cloning you now, Norm. So we can take your voice, we can take samples of your voice, and then we can have the machine talk in your voice.
I'm so excited. You don't understand how excited I am about this. I'm sure if you listen to my podcast, okay, I'm a little animated, but people are not seeing me like this. Okay, I'm genuinely excited about this, and this brings me to the next section of the podcast, which let's go through the services. I know that the features and the services of what Pictory is all about. We touched on it. Can we go through the list?
Yeah. So it's all in one package, by the way. So it's not sold separately. It's all in one package. But the key things are you can take text, a script that say Chat GPT generated for you, and you can put it into Pictory and convert it into video. And we describe kind of how it works with the stock content
Right.
and so on. That's one. The second one is if you're a content creator, a prolific content creator, you might have blogs. So we can convert blogs to videos as well. So you can give it the blog URL. It will first summarize the blog into something smaller,
Mhm.
and then generate a video from that summary of the blog. The third one is where you can just say, I'm going to upload a video and I want to caption it. So we transcribe the video. You can just caption it, and that's an easy one. Or you just want maybe the text transcript of it. You can output the text transcript. The fourth one is you can say, I want to edit the video based on the text. So like we were talking about, remove filler words, delete sentences, move things around. That's the fourth feature, is editing videos based on text. And then the fifth one is the summarization and highlighting, or the clipping that we talked about.
Right.
So you take a long form video and then you can create many short clips from that one video, and either one highlight reel or multiple clips from one video.
Fantastic. So if you are interested, it's Pictory, and it's Pictory.io, isn't it?
Pictory.AI.
Oh, AI. Okay. And Kelsey, I'm kind of curious if you want to come on for a second. And do you have any questions? Because you're the one that does a lot of this coordinating and everything else with the editing. Anyways, you want to come on, Kels? And you know what? Learn how to press the mute button.
There we go. So
Okay.
one of my questions that I had when I was checking out the software was, as you'll notice, like on our screen, we kind of segment the videos, like they're separated 2 or 3 blocks at a given time. So when we're trying to do vertical videos, we find that we have to manually take the squares on the one video, square on the other video, put them on top of each other, and then record them. With your software, is it something that we're able to see if, like, this was a vertical video right now, it'd be me and then half of your square? Is there a way to like manipulate it easily enough that it looks like a TikTok video with like an interview?
It's an awesome feature request. We don't have that right now. What you
Right.
can do is you can fit the three pictures into one vertical frame, and it gives you the space on the top and the bottom, and the
Right.
space on the top is used maybe for a title, and the bottom can be used for captions. So
Okay.
that's a common way that people will make a vertical video using our product.
Okay. Yeah, that was my my main question, I think.
Okay. Okay. So I think it's the only question I have left is the future. And where do you see this evolving to?
It's moving so fast, Norm. I mean, I can make a prediction, and next month it will be completely different, and things. So, but just knowing what I see, this we talked about this cloning of the voice. There are
Yep.
people I know who are working on cloning voices and cloning speech, but also cloning your lips. So when you want to make a mod to what you say, it will show your lip moving as well. In the right way. Then we talked about kind of the video version of DALL-E will be slightly different. It'll be like small clips of videos, almost like animations.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see that pretty soon here when we talk about text to video. That will be the first kind of output of DALL-E is these little small clips that in Pictory you can stitch together to make a whole story out of. Then as these things get better and better, I mean, I think the things that you were talking about, the extraction of the waterfall from the thing, I mean, those can become like really easy, and AI is just gonna anticipate your need, right? I mean, you should be able to tell it that this is the script I want to create a video from, and I want to create it for this platform, and it might look at all the historical videos in that platform and suggest the best version of the script, maybe a best style to use, and even like you also seen avatars. So those like you may be able to create an avatar of your head and say, okay, put that in the video in addition to my background and everything else. So there'll be for a while it will be creepy content like that, but it's going to get better and better over time, and it's going to get more and more useful, and yeah, I mean, I think that's the future of AI. And any automation, I think it's there's huge productivity gains to be had. In this case, content creation will become easier, and so people can focus on the higher level of things beyond that.
Okay. Well, this is fantastic. If people want to get a hold of you or the company, how do they do that?
So our website is pretty simple, Pictory.AI. And in fact, my email is right there on the screen, Vikram@Pictory.AI. So it's pretty easy to reach.
Okay, very good. All right, Kels, why don't we go to a final word from the sponsor and then head over to the wheel?
All right, sounds good.
I want to thank Jeff Schick Legal for sponsoring this episode of Lunch with Norm. You've probably heard on the podcast about Amazon suspensions. They're very real. It can happen at any time. And when it does happen, how do you get out of it? How does the little guy like you and me get out of these suspensions without paying an arm and a leg in legal fees? This is where Jeff Schick Legal is here to help. For a very low monthly retainer, for only $89, get access to Amazon attorney Jeff Schick. That's right. You can sit back, relax, enjoy that cup of coffee while listening to the Lunch with Norm podcast, knowing that you have an advocate and a partner in your business success. But wait, just mention Lunch with Norm and receive 50% off the first 2 months. Get the protection you need and visit jeffschick.com today. That's JEFFSCHICK.com. Now let's get back to the show. So I was just thinking the perfect use for your app is the blooper at the beginning. So if you're on YouTube right now, you would not know. I mean, I messed up at the beginning, and luckily this isn't live. But anyway, you're not going to see it because it's going to be out just like that. And that's what's amazing about the app.
Exactly.
So Kels, I guess it's that time. Vikram,
Yes.
if you haven't heard the Lunch with Norm or the Wheel of Kelsey, you might want to turn your volume down a little bit, but here it goes.
Here we go.
It's time for the Wheel of Kelsey.
All right. So, like usual, we are having a Wheel of Kelsey, but because this is a pre-recorded episode, we don't have Wi-Fi currently where we are. So we're going to be contacting the winner after the podcast. So everyone who entered, we're going to do a Wheel of Kelsey. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to put the winner in the comment section and also message them. So congratulations to whoever won today's Wheel of Kelsey.
Awesome prize.
And,
yes.
We'll get you that free year membership. That's awesome. So yeah, thank you for entering, everyone. And make sure you come back on our next episode.
Okay. So Vikram, stick around. You're going to be removed for a second. You'll be in the back. It'll look like we were abandoning you, but we'll come right back. And thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for explaining everything about, well, not everything, but thanks for explaining about video AI and your app. And like I said before, if anybody's interested, check out Pictory. It's an amazing app. So, all right, we will see you later. Thank you again for coming on. And hopefully you get a little bit of business from our listeners.
Thank you, Norm. Thank you so much. Yes.
All right. You're very welcome. All right, everybody. Thanks again for coming on. If you do have those questions or comments, we'll make sure that we get those answered. Join us every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Eastern Standard Time. This week we are away, so we're going to do 3 pre-records. They're awesome, and they should be up if we can get Wi-Fi. Then we might change the game up and do a couple of lives. But right now it looks like we won't be able to do it. Anyways, enjoy. We love this community. If this is the first time you've seen the podcast, well, check out the Lunch with Norm group that we have. It's a highly engaged group of Amazon and e-commerce sellers. And again, thank you so much for listening, and we will see you on the next podcast. Want more great information? Don't forget to subscribe by clicking here. Also, if you want to check out our latest podcasts, click over here.
Lunch with Norm.